The PRI Show is here and everyone has decided to drop their news. We'll run you through everything going on, including an Outlaw driver off tour, 2 confirmed back next season, plus crew chief changes, schedule releases, and a lot more. Let's go. It's Thursday, December 12th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. We got confirmation this morning of a sprint car change that has been talked about quite a bit over the last few months in industry circles. We even touched on it here on the Daily Show a few weeks ago. But Brock Zearfoss officially off the road full-time with the World of Outlaws. He will focus on a central Pennsylvania schedule in 2025. Not a shocking move at all, and it will likely lead to more success for Zearfoss, who has had a tough go at times out on the road against the Outlaws the last few seasons. The part of the news that came together here very recently, though, and that wasn't in some of that chatter, is that Zearfoss will run Fridays at Williams Grove and Saturdays at Port Royal for Rich Eichelberger in his 8 car. Freddie Raymer just recently departed this ride, and it worked out for Zearfoss to come over, drive it, and bring along crew chief Jim Shuttlesworth. And then when he isn't driving the 8, the Family 3Z will fill in with other races in the area and likely at least some traveling. Shuttlesworth joined Zearfoss late this year after spending much of the season with Corey Eliason and Ridge out with High Limit, and the two found success quickly, winning the season finale at BAPS in November. I heard about this Eichelberger part of the news yesterday afternoon, and then it started making the rounds online last night. It's always a little easier on the wallet to race for someone else, and I think Zearfoss has the chance here to be a regular contender back in Central PA again. Before 2025 gets rolling, Zearfoss will again be in Australia this winter, running Perth and Bunbury before the Classic in January. So while Zearfoss is now confirmed out with the World of Outlaws, 2 more drivers are confirmed back. Neither of them surprising. Both Logan Schuchart, Donny Schatz revealed yesterday they are returning in 2025. That goes along with everything we've been hearing in recent weeks. This takes us to 5 of the top 7 in Outlaw points officially back, and I would also expect Buddy Kofoid to join this group as well, so that takes us to 6 of 7. And then Gio Scelzi remains maybe just a small question, but I still think I'd lean Outlaws for him. Further down the order, a lot of signs continue to point towards a Bill Balog return, and I think it's a good chance the 7S, the 70, and the 60 are all back also. All right now looking for drivers, but I would expect them all to be back full-time with the Outlaws. With Zearfoss the only loss at this point, the series should stay at 12 full-timers with the addition of Cole Macedo and that 2C racing machine. There was one more in the rumor mill as a potential join, but I heard that announcement was expected weeks ago, so I'm wondering if maybe that deal has cooled. I wouldn't rule out a potential surprise, but I think 12 is probably where we're at here with the Outlaws. And then as part of the Logan Schuchart announcement, that team shared they will have a new crew chief next year with Kyle Pruitt joining to replace Lonnie Judy. We'll see if he can get Schuchart back to being a regular race winner, just a single Outlaw win in 2024. Also, if you're into crew moves, Austin McCarl is hiring veteran crew chief Scotty Martin to lead his Country Builders team in a larger traveling schedule next year. Martin's significant experience as a World of Outlaws crew chief. I got to know him a little bit when he was working for Shane Stewart and the Larson Marks team. He's been wrenching out in California here recently. McCarl did allude to branching out in 2025 at the Knoxville Banquet following his track championship there in 2024. One other open wheel update is that Canon McIntosh is returning to Keith Kunz Motorsports for another midget season. McIntosh and KKM won the Extreme title this year, but just missed out on the USAC crown behind Days and Pursley. This car, though, will switch from Gear Wrench colors to Mobil 1. Canon McIntosh one, I'm kind of interesting to watch his career arc. Is this a guy that's looking for a wing sprint car career? Is he trying to go to NASCAR at some point? I'll be curious to see what McIntosh's plans are in the coming seasons. Looking around at schedules, there have been a number of other tracks and series that released their 2025 slates in recent days. That includes the Super DIRTRACKR series and Summer Nationals. Yesterday, it was the 3 USAC divisions and then the POWRi 410 series. You can find them all online on social media, the various series websites. I'm not going to go too deep into them. I don't know that you guys are coming here for really deep schedule breakdowns, but just a couple of quick things. First, the USAC Sprint Cars, they are going west again in 2025. They're going to end their season during the Western World Championships at Central Arizona. There are 2 interesting TBAs there as well. Lots of ideas and questions about what those 2 TBAs right before Central Arizona can be. And I said a few times this year that I don't like the big gaps in the USAC midget schedule, but they're back. The season doesn't start until April. There's only 3 races in May. There's 1 race in August and nothing between September 20th and November 14th. They obviously think this works, but I don't get it. No other major sport or series takes 2 months off in the middle of their season. I don't understand that one. And in the regional sprint car battle, POWRi's 410 series, they've got 37 races next year. That includes a short speed weeky type deal co-sanctioned with Fast in Indiana. Some 10,000 to win shows in there, and Fast is now actually under the POWRi banner for sanctioning. Aaron Fry moving quickly to make some deals as he looks at a future in competition with Rich Farmer and the All-Stars. I've heard that the All-Star schedule could be out here very soon as well. This regional sprint car land grab and fight continues to be an interesting story, although I wonder if folks out there really care about it. It's something we've covered here on the show, but it doesn't really seem to garner that much interest. There's a lot of wild stuff happening behind the scenes with this, but it seems like unless it really affects you, the fan base, it's kind of a bit out on this one, and I'd love to go a little bit deeper, but do you guys care? I don't really know. If you want some racing this weekend, XR has the 100,000 to win Crate 604 late model show at Alltech. Prelim features are tonight and Friday, and they pay $5,000 to win, $125 to start, and then Saturday is $100,000 to win and $2,500 to start. 101 cars signed in, a lot of Southeast regional guys on the list, a few national players. Some notables there include Brandon Overton, Tyler Erb, Kyle Bronson, and Joseph Joyner, plus guys like Ross Bales, Clay Harris, Corey Hedgecock, Will Harrington, Trent Ivey, Ricky Weiss, Mark Widener, and Mason Ziegler. Last night was practice and qualifying with Jason Garver, Michael Page, Jeremy Steele, and Luke Cooper, the fast timers from each of those time trial groups. The prelim nights are going to feature heats and mains with points on the line, and then the top 20 in overall points after Thursday and Friday, they're going to make that Saturday main event. And then the rest of the field will obviously be filled out on Saturday through preliminary action. When you can draw triple digits for a number of race cars, that's really hard to be upset about. But in the interest of transparency here, it isn't the 250 plus the event was advertising just a few weeks ago. With a nice forecast for the next 3 days in Florida, it has to make you wonder if the recent drama around XR didn't keep some teams away. And that would go along with some comments and things I had seen online. Going back a few weeks, I'm obviously referring here to that Peyton Taylor video about the stock car money he hadn't yet received from XR. The video is now gone from his Facebook account, though, and it's my understanding that Peyton took it down after he received his check for that event. But it's a shame it had to go down like that. Obviously, there is a significant amount of damage done. You know, where you lie in this, I don't really know, but it just sucks that you go from an event, advertising 250 cars to then only having 101. It's not great. In Illinois, you've also got POWRi sanctioned midgets and micros at the Southern Illinois Center in DuQuoin this weekend for the Junior Canepa 55. Yesterday, we talked about Christopher Bell entering this one, and at last check, they are already showing 51 midgets on the entry list. And that includes Timez, Jason McDougall, Chase McDermott, Zach Dahm, and Brent Cruz. Bell's also listed on the non-wing 600 entry list, which makes me wonder if we'll also see him at the Tulsa Shootout in a few weeks. As of right now, he's actually not on that entry list for any of the categories, but maybe he'll go enter there at the Shootout just to get some more dirt laps. This will be the final chance for these guys to race in a midget before the Chili Bowl in January, and that's clearly what Bell and a lot of these other guys are doing here. Get some laps, get comfortable again, at least for Bell after 2 years in a way in a midget. Obviously, this makes a lot of sense for him. We're going to call it there for today. With PRI ongoing, there is a possibility that more news could drop. If anything crazy happens, we may do a Friday show. I'll keep you posted if we end up doing that or not. But if you guys, hope you guys have a great Thursday out there. We'll see you back here maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. See ya.